Have you ever cried out to God and felt like you were waiting in silence? Waiting, praying, hoping that God hears your voice. Sometimes life feels like a deep pit, dark, heavy, and impossible to escape. But Psalm 40 reveals a powerful truth. God hears the patient cry of those who trust Him, and He can lift a person from the deepest pit to the strongest rock. Today, let us walk through this powerful Psalm of David and discover what it means for our daily lives. The power of patient waiting, verses 1 to 3. I waited patiently for the Lord, and He inclined unto me, and heard my cry. David begins this psalm with a testimony. He says he waited patiently for the Lord. Waiting on God does not mean doing nothing. It means trusting God even when the answer has not yet appeared. And David tells us something beautiful. God inclined toward him. Imagine the Creator of the universe bending down to listen to your cry. God heard him. And then something extraordinary happened. God lifted David out of a horrible pit, out of mud and sinking clay. This is a powerful picture of human struggle. Sometimes we feel stuck in problems, fear, guilt, discouragement, spiritual weakness. Like feet trapped in mud, every step feels impossible. But David says, God set his feet upon a rock. A rock represents stability, security, and strength. And when God rescues someone, He does something even greater. He places a new song in their mouth, a song of praise. When God changes a life, people around notice. And David says, many shall see it, and fear, and trust in the Lord. Your testimony can lead others to trust God. The blessing of trusting God, verses 4 to 5. David now declares a powerful truth. Blessed is the man who makes the Lord his trust. True blessing does not come from power, wealth, or pride. It comes from trusting God instead of trusting human pride or lies. The world often celebrates arrogance and deception. But the person who trusts the Lord walks a different path. David then reflects on God's works. He says, God's wonderful works and thoughts toward us are too many to count. Think about it. Every breath, every sunrise, every moment of protection. God's goodness surrounds us constantly. If we tried to count His blessings, they would be more than numbers could hold. What God truly desires, verses 6 to 8. Now the psalm turns to a deeper spiritual truth. David says, sacrifice and offering thou didst not desire. In ancient times, people brought sacrifices to God. But David reveals something important. God desires something greater than rituals. God desires a willing heart. David says, "I delight to do thy will, O my God." Obedience that comes from love is what pleases God most. And David adds something powerful. Thy law is within my heart. True faith is not just external religion. It is when God's word becomes part of our hearts and decisions. Proclaiming God's faithfulness, verses 9 to 10. David then describes his mission. He says he has proclaimed God's righteousness publicly. He did not hide God's truth. He declared God's faithfulness, salvation, loving kindness, truth. This reminds us of an important principle. Faith is not meant to remain silent. When God works in our lives, our testimony can strengthen others. Your story may help someone else find hope. A cry for mercy in the middle of trouble, verses 11 to 13. Even after experiencing God's deliverance, David faces new struggles. He prays, "Do not withhold your mercy from me, O Lord." Life is not a single victory followed by permanent peace. Often it is a journey of repeated battles. David admits that troubles surround him. He even confesses his own failures. "My iniquities have taken hold upon me." This moment shows David's humility. Even a man of faith recognizes his weakness. So he cries again, "O Lord, make haste to help me." And this teaches us something important. Even strong believers still need God's mercy every day. God defends the faithful, verses 14 to 15. David asks God to bring justice against those who wish him harm. People who mock, accuse, or celebrate the suffering of others will ultimately face shame. God sees every injustice, and He is the defender of those who trust Him. The joy of those who seek God, verse 16. But David does not end with judgment. Instead, he turns to joy. Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. Those who love God's salvation should continually say, "The Lord be magnified." This is the heart of worship. True believers rejoice not only in blessings, but in God Himself. The final prayer of the humble, verse 17. David closes the psalm with humility. But I am poor and needy. Even a king recognizes his dependence on God, yet he also declares a beautiful truth. The Lord thinks about me. What an incredible thought. The Creator of the universe thinks about His people. David ends with a simple prayer. You are my help and my deliverer. Do not delay, O my God. God hears patient prayers. God lifts people out of life's deepest pits. God desires a willing heart more than empty rituals. God's mercy sustains us even in weakness. And God never forgets those who trust Him. If you feel stuck today, if life feels like sinking clay, remember this promise: God can lift you up and place your feet upon a rock. And when He does, He will put a new song in your mouth.